Hi, I'm Dave Elliott with Google Cloud Developer Relations. My team helps developers understand and embrace new technologies. Today, I'm excited to host the track to discuss how cloud is helping enterprises transform their business. We've got two customers here to talk about their journey. But before we begin, let me provide some quick context for the session. So owning and operating infrastructure isn't a differentiator for most enterprises. In fact, the classic saying is that most data centers are museums of past IT decisions. The problem is often that these past decisions leave enterprises with infrastructures that are not flexible and expensive to maintain. As a result, they can stymie innovation and lead to a competitive disadvantage. So this is where cloud comes in. Cloud lets you focus on your efforts, specifically on the differentiation of your business, rather than keeping the lights on or maintaining your infrastructure. In fact, cloud is so beneficial in enabling transformation that it's got the attention of some of the least automated industries, such as our first industry, real estate development. So let's jump into our companies, the companies that are leading this transformation to the cloud. So we've got two exciting companies today that will present their transformation stories. The first is Rustomjee, a 23-year-old company that has thoughtfully migrated various services to the cloud over the last 12 years. The second company, Digitate, has created differentiated features quickly from the ground up by leveraging Google Cloud services. So I'll start by introducing the speaker from Digitate first. So Atul Gupta is head of alliances at Digitate, and he's responsible for accelerating global partnerships with a focus on driving joint go-to-market relationships. Before Digitate, Atul managed key strategic alliances for TCS and was instrumental in creating the framework for 360-degree partnerships with technology partners.
Thank you so much, Dave, for the kind introduction. And Samir, that's a fine journey you guys had. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you who we are and what do we do before jumping into how we use the world-class services from Google to give unique differentiators and new features to our customers. We are the people who believe that with the advancements in AI and ML, there are a lot of things which the machines can do to help human beings elevate their roles. Instead of being the doer of the work, we would like human beings to be the trainer of the machines and the guardian of the ethics. Our flagship product, Ignio, is a cognitive automation platform, and we believe that we should give technology the first right of refusal to elevate the role of people, and together we drive exponential business outcomes. There are three major flavors of Ignio available today. Ignio AI Ops, which helps with the IT operations. Ignio AI Workload Management for workload schedulers, more commonly known as the bad jobs. Ignio AI SAP Ops for SAP operations. The idea of all of them is to help run the operations cognitively using the power of AI and ML. Well, as we all know historically, that IT operations are managed by an army of engineers at L1, L2, and L3 level, whose eyes are always glued to the monitors in the command center, looking for alerts and trying to save the day for everyone. A typical day in the life of an IT engineer is that they look for alerts and incidents in the data center. And this they do by using multiple monitoring tools. Tickets are assigned to them reactively when some issues happen, and they try to solve them using either their skills or triage them to respective IT vendors. Well, that creates the biggest issue faced by the IT industry. 80% of the problems are attributed to humans, and the only way to avoid that is to let machines help humans do this job for them. What if I tell you that our AI Ignio can do most of these things except the racking and stacking? It can learn context, manage alerts, handle incidents, both reactively and proactively, perform actions, and optimize proactively so that no new problems occur in future. And this we do with a judicial blend of data mining, machine learning, AI, and automation. Very briefly, let me cover each of these. How is it we do them? When it comes to learning of context, we look for all the information from every entity in the data center. Not only that, we look for a relationship between these entities, runtime matrices, and events from structured and unstructured data sources. We use this information to create what we call as a blueprint, which is the backbone of Ignio. You can identify focal areas, drive blueprint improvement, using the combination of rule-based, case-based, and model-based reasoning. IGNIO has the ability of supervised and reinforced learning, which can help it augment contextual understanding along with anomaly detections. On the alert management, IGNIO has unique ability on the alerts, be it alert correlation, alert aggregation, alert suppression, or alert prioritization, which help it prioritize actions to reduce overall business impacts. It also helps engineers save time and focus on positive alert and ignore the false ones. As you know, in any incident, 80% of time is spent in finding the fault, 10% in resolution, and the rest 10% in validation of the corrective actions. Since IGNIO can point out problem areas faster for root cause analysis, and thus in turn solve the incidents faster by reducing the root cause analysis time to seconds and minutes rather than hours and days. On the handle incidents perspective, IGNIO can mine patterns for symptoms and faults, select actions using rule, case, and model-based reasoning. It can help users with the health check, keep them informed with notifications at all steps. One of our unique feature that it can invite experts for collaborative triaging based on its knowledge base of historical data in case of triaging or human in the loop. Well, our ability to perform actions or self-remediate is our secret sauce. IGNIO not only makes smart recommendations, but can perform actions based on these recommendations during the alert and the incident management. IGNIO offers technology operations across different layers of IT, along with structured automation and adaptation to policy changes. Automagically, IGNIO can perform end-to-end activities at multiple IT layers and technology products. Sounds exciting, isn't it? In our journey of last 4 years with 100+ customers from the Fortune 500 and Global 2000 list, IGNIO has been helping customers solve some of the very complex problems along with the usual mundane daily ones across all known verticals. IGNIO won multiple accolades over the last 4 years, with the best one being in the last month as the overall AI company of the year by AI Breakthrough, where we were pitted against 2,500 other AI companies. While IGNIO has been performing really well with the customers, but in our journey of adding new features and making our AI mimic humans, one of the main things we thought missing was its ability to listen and chat, and that's where we partnered with Google Cloud Services. We recently introduced our new chat feature where the customers and IGNIO users now can chat with IGNIO rather than sending emails and tickets. It's a natural language conversation, and that's where we integrate Google Dialogflow to engage users in a human-like conversation. Not only users can chat, we integrated the same with our automation and analytics engine so that there should be an automated resolution of all the requests along the lines of our self-remediation. Well, I'm sure you all know that training a chatbot is a humongous task. And since IGNIO supports tens of thousands of operations, it would have taken us years to train the model, and that's where our engineers created automated training of this conversation engine, where it autonomously integrates Google Dialogflow with conversation flows for all the actions which needs to be taken. We also realized that every organization has their own enterprise messengers. So we created a seamless integrations with those messengers, be it Slack or Teams from Microsoft. IGNIO also has ability to intelligently escalate the issues to any human operator and loop in engineer appropriately as and when required. The other addition with Google services is access to knowledge database and FAQ module for query resolutions by the users. Now let's focus on this particular graph. This graphic shows that on the high level how we created the conversational AI solution with seamless data flow from users through their enterprise messengers to our core cognitive automation, which is IGNIO, using Dialogflow APIs, which can take care of ITSM, event management, incident resolution, and collaborative triaging. Though it seems like 4 steps, but it's really interaction without any delay at all because of the power of Google Dialogflow. Here are some of the ways we use services and APIs from Google Dialogflow. The natural language conversation help us with intent detection, what users wants to do so that even abstract questions by users are acknowledged, and pointers provided for follow-on chat. To avoid the "I did not understand this question" syndrome, APIs for automated training of conversation engine help us with entity and intent training so that information can be picked on context rather than the word matching. And then for the FAQ module, we use BERT. For Tech is in the House, it's bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. It's my absolute favorite. Let's focus on BERT in detail. Well, IGNIO information docs and manuals can literally run in tens and thousands of pages. And we wanted to provide a search-based FAQ to our users. Again, under normal training models, it would have taken us years to create all the questions and respective answers to those, and BERT comes out as a hero over there. Unlike recent language representation models and as opposed to direction models, which read the text input sequentially, left to right or right to left, the transformer encoder reads the entire sequence of words at once. This characteristics allows the model to learn the context of the word based on its surrounding left to right of the word in a whole way. Let's see this text example, of the Super Bowl game 50. Two teams, AFC and NFC, placed, and Broncos won their third title. Now look at the kind of questions which users have asked successfully and the query results given back to them, though none of the questions have the straightforward answers over them. Let me take a few seconds and maybe say that in a layman's language. Atul has two kids, Krishnanshu and Bhumi. They all went on a vacation to Singapore. Now, if this is a text given to BERT and someone has to ask question, who is the father of Bhumi and Krishnanshu, BERT actually help it finding out and say, Atul is the father of Bhumi and Krishnanshu. Cool, isn't it? Let me show you one more example where the text is a lot longer and more technical, and this is a process of creating PO creations. Fairly large text with step-by-step manual, and that's usually how the technical manuals look like. Look at the kind of questions which are not text match rather than the context match over there. It's a great feature which BERT had offered to us, and we intend to explore it further when it's available for different languages. Well, let's share some of our future directions. We would like to go deep with deep learning using the TensorFlow for NLU, image and video analytics, optimize restructured learning, and maybe add talking ability to IGNIO, where the admin should be able to interact, talk to IGNIO like their colleagues. Also, IGNIO will go SaaS eventually on Google Cloud in very near future. In the end, let me tell you who we are. We are Digitate, a Tata consultancy services venture. We were launched 4 years ago. We have 100+ customers globally, and IGNIO today manages millions of applications, batch and SAP infrastructures. We are a very lean organization, 600 employees globally, very heavy on IP and patents. We have 70+ patents with us, multiple accolades over the years. And thank you so much for the opportunity given to me today.